Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
Okay.
Thanks for the hold music.
You're very welcome. Hello, everyone. I am unprepared today and have no introduction to today's show. And so I have decided to hand over that most auspicious and and important duties of introducing you to the show, to our beloved colleague, Shiver. Shiver, take it away.
Hello, welcome to the relay station. We're going to talk about Star Citizen. Star Citizen! Get it in a tub, get it in a tube, get it in a roll of lube or a toilet roll now. Joining us this week for this most wondrous occasion, where we're going to completely use all of our energy in the first 20 seconds doing an introduction, is the gorgeous, amazing, elegant, soon to be opening up an OnlyFans, Nakara.
How'd you know? I didn't even tell you about that yet.
I have nothing better to do with my time but look at OnlyFans for friends.
I see.
Joining us with an orifice wider than the Mariana Trench, it is, of course, someone who is most famous for giving us a beer to hang on to in those most dramatic of moments when we think, oh boy, here we go, and Geronimo. It is, of course, Eris.
Why, thank you.
That was spectacular. Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's quite good.
Is it too early to ask questions about Space Game? No, it is not.
Ask away.
Could everyone please do a rails check to awaken from your torpor slumber?
We've sort of we don't have a timetable in this anymore. We just things happen.
Do things.
We just
I'll
do
do
things.
it for you because I'm the only one with the dice. So, okay, Eris, you're fine. You don't need to raise your hunger.
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Eric. You need to raise your hunger.
Oh shit. That's unfortunate.
Done.
Actually, you know what, Shiver? That is incorrect, actually, because right here, I do, in fact. Are they in here? Yeah, I do have dice. I've got like 8 packages of dice. Look, a little baggie of dice. I don't have baggies of drugs. I have baggies of dice, though.
Thanks for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Roll a d10 for me.
Uh-oh.
No, he's going to get out. He's going to be like 1.
This week on gaming with Relay.
That's an 8. That's a 12. This is a 10. There. 5.
Yep, raise your hunger by 1.
Okay. All right. That's a 8. Look, I'm a real nerd. I have dice beside my computer.
I'm sad because I have dice like
Everywhere else in the house.
within like 30 feet, but not like right beside me.
Clearly, you're not a big enough nerd.
I'm not nerdy enough. I do have Gloomhaven
Nice.
cards. I do have Gloomhaven cards all around me, but you know.
You haven't reached true nerd status until you've got dice in your kitchen that you roll to decide what you're eating that day.
I like that idea.
Love that idea. I'm gonna adopt that idea. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a thing on my fridge that goes, "These are the options," and then I'll just roll the dice.
All right.
It's like a menu.
This is the show where we talk
You
about
roll
Star
d6
Citizen.
to decide what topic we're talking about with Star Citizen.
Yeah. What are we? Let's. Hang on. I'm gonna do that actually.
If you roll a nat 1, we have to end the stream early.
D6. That's a 2. Unfortunately, a 2 means we have to talk about PvP versus PvE. Of course, any other number also would have meant that we have to talk about PvP versus PvE.
No. If we roll a 6, we talk about Melissa Estrada.
Ah, okay. And a 1, we shut everything down.
Yeah.
So close.
Oh boy. Is everybody really ready for this? I'm not really sure.
I don't even know what this is. Yes,
It
hello,
went downhill
Robert.
from the
We
moment
are
I did the
live now.
introduction, let's be honest.
Generally, yeah.
That's sort of us, isn't it? We always go downhill after the introduction.
Yep.
Some of my introductions have been some of the best things that Relay has ever done. like ants, 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 ants.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. We're gonna talk about Star Citizen now.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I think so. It's what
Okay.
we're supposed to do, right? That's
Generally, yes.
that's on the bill. That's what we're that's what people are paying us to. Oh wait, is anyone paying us to do this?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, then that's what if that's what the people are paying us to do, then that's what we got to do. So
Paid?
None of us actually get paid. It goes into a fund. So that we get to do things occasionally.
There's a fund?
so we got
That's
some,
the rumor.
we got some really pretty looking things this week. I just gotta say,
Did we? Did we?
there was a lot of pretty, both oral
Well, this
and
Strata was on.
there was oral and visual pretty.
Oh boy.
Oral?
Oral?
Oral.
Right, that
Oral.
oral. Okay.
Arrow.
Oral? It's oral.
I thought maybe it's a regional thing.
It might be.
Arrow.
Oral. Well, I mean,
Because you say audio or audio.
audio. How do you say aluminum?
Aluminium.
Here we go.
How do you say lieutenant?
Lieutenant.
I thought you guys said lieutenant.
It depends on which branch of the army it is.
Oh. Anyway, we got some visual and aural.
A rule.
Aural treats this week. So let's go look at them. Let's just have us shut up and go look at pretty
Yeah, let's
things.
go look at these sounds.
Oh,
Damn it.
Oh god.
I mean, we could look at sounds. We could like get the soundy, wavy thingy.
Waveform.
Yeah, the soundy wavy thingy.
Soundy wavy thingy. Yeah.
You were going to try and
absolutely.
correct me about saying owl, and you don't even know what waveform is.
Aural sounds way too much like an owl.
You twit. Two.
Twat?
This is hilarious.
Okay, let's
All
talk
gone
about.
wrong, folks.
This has all gone wrong. Let's talk
Yes.
about these clouds.
There are
Because
clouds?
All right, aren't they?
I don't
Yeah.
I
they're
don't
all right.
think. Look, there's a couple things that are shown in this. The clouds, the trees, even that plushie. None of these things.
Is this-
That water,
Is this you talking about it or giving a fucking audio description?
audio description.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, it's an audio, an audio.
Oh no.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Those trees, they look fucking amazing. And don't forget that they also sway with the wind. The leaves come off, and it's just really nice attention to detail on there. Skipping ahead a bit, I want to talk about the water. Now, this is most boring to most people, and I apologize, but I love how water looks in games. This is one of those things that I judge
Yep.
games for, water and fire. And not many games bother putting that much effort in, but the water in this looks really good. And hopefully, and this is the deciding factor for me on whether or not I think water has been done well in a game, is how reactive it is to you as a player. If you shoot in it, there's splash.
Yep.
If you step in it, splash. Yeah, the water looks really good. And if you cast your minds back many a year now, water also flows. It has a flow in Star Citizen. Not many games
Yep.
bother doing that. They just have, like a pre-rendered animation. Let's take Skyrim for instance. Of there's the water and that's how it looks like it goes, but it actually flows in Star Citizen. What I want to know, and what Eric wants to know,
If
is
you
whether or
pee
not
in it,
this
it
is going to
splashes.
mix- whether or not this is going to be mixed with like the leaves that come off the trees, and if they're going to hit in the water and float off. It's
Oh
one
my
of those
God.
things that you're right. It's just stupid attention to detail, and if it doesn't happen, no one's going to notice. But if it does happen, you're going to be like, "Oh fuck, that's cool," and then never look at it again. But it's very
it'll
cool.
be
that
cool,
In theory, it could. In theory, it could.
How good does this game look at night? Jesus
The
Christ.
the little like firefly butterfly things that are floating around just make it
Uh-huh.
so pretty. But even at night, like you can still see right there. It'll be delayed for you guys, but you can still see the leaves falling down, and the lighting is reflected perfectly in it's. This shouldn't, and in the bottom left corner, you see the leaves blowing around when there's leaves reacting to the wind. The trees shouldn't be allowed. Like this isn't okay. I don't know what wizardry they've done to do it, but it's not okay. Stop it. And two, those clouds look too much like they look too good. Like clouds don't look that good in video games. You're not allowed. Look at that. That's not allowed. Stop.
Traditionally, trees were a nightmare for
Yep.
people to put in a game. Absolute nightmare. And fun little historical fact for you. God, I'm so fucking old. One of the first engines to actually have trees that look relatively modern, it was like the start of looking modern trees that were easily put in, was the Crisis engine with Speed Tree.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's one of their big improvements.
One of the big things about those first games were the foliage.
Wow, that was my big ask for games for a long time. Is like I want a forest. There weren't games with forests. Forests didn't exist. There were trees sometimes, but it was like a tree here and then there's a tree over there down there.
And
You know.
if you angled yourself right, you could just see the branches were just flat textures.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's still true in many games to this day, because it's still not necessarily easy.
But it's come a long way, and you get things like what you have in Star Citizen now, where the trees actually look very good.
Well, and the thing, like, Kinran, you're saying that the clouds still aren't final and will improve over the couple of patches. But that's true with everything in here. Like, the clouds aren't final, the trees aren't final, the water isn't final, none of it's final. And the fact that none of it's final, and this is their, like, okay, this is good enough to show off, but we're going to keep making it better, is not allowed. They have to stop. Period. They got to stop.
One of the things I really, really love about this landing zone is how much movement there is. There's steam blowing around, there's like machinery doing stuff, and there's like the factories are actually doing things. And there are ships flying around, not just player ships, but also just like crusader ships for the ship factories. It's really neat.
So
there's a lot of it feels alive. I'll put it that way. Which is awesome.
Grass and plants and stuff flattening as you walk through them has actually been done in a number of games.
Yep. Yep.
Not like the way it's being done in Star Citizen. No.
Well,
once again, CIG
I think
just taking it to that level of really, why are you nuts?
And that's one thing. But one thing that you have to remember is most games that something like that has been done in are either single player or very small numbers of multiplayer. There's a
very specific reason for the feature to be in the game.
But it's not been done in an MMO. Like no MMO has ever had this kind of interactability.
No.
Right? Like MMOs are static
a very
world.
different beast.
One of the games that did a good job of the grass flattening thing actually was a game you probably wouldn't expect, and it is oh my god, The Hunter on Steam right now. And they did it and that was actually the second game they made, the second hunting game they made, or maybe third. The Hunter Call of the Wild is the one I'm talking about. And it was one of the big things with their new game was that now the grass actually flattens where you and the animals walk, so you can actually use it as tracking. It was really cool. But for them, it was like we're doing this because it's a very specific feature for this game. It
And
improves
it's
the
a
gameplay.
single player game.
It is a multiplayer game, but only up to a small number of
Yeah.
people. I think it's up to like half a dozen players, maybe somewhere in that range.
This stuff being done in an MMO is simply unheard of, and it's simply insane because MMOs are static. You don't affect the world. The world doesn't react to things. So it's insane that they're doing this. Just insane. Like, anyway,
let's not skip over that fire. Fire.
Oh,
As the kids would say, that fire is lit.
I was looking at that fire and I was wondering, can we pick up 43 months?
Thank you, Carbide Edge.
Also, Carbide Edge, thank you, but the Constellation is not a sexy ship. It is hideous, and
No, Carbide Edge gets to be right because he's subscribed for 43 months.
no,
Sorry,
he would have gotten to be right at 42. 43, it's right out.
Just another month.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just another month. 42, and not again till 69, unfortunately.
Nice.
Okay, I gotta call this out because I thought it was really funny. Elon Musk tweeted the other day. He's like, Starlink now is now past the what is it, like, illustrious number 69420 users.
Yep. I preferred Elon tweeting Occupy Mars and Doom tweeting
Yes, tweeting.
like you can try or something.
Or something like,
Yeah.
No, they said good luck. That's
Good
what
luck,
they said.
yeah. So good. I liked that one. That was good. Original Grid, yes, the MSR is Crusader Industries has nuts looking ships. Like the MSR
Crazy.
is lovely, and the
Starlifter is gigantic as it really is. It's impressive ship.
what's their good one?
Oh, Genesis?
No, the small one gun.
Oh, the Ares Starfighter.
Yes, that thing. I think that is one of my top 5 ships in Star Citizen. That thing is just.
Is Crusader the other one that does the other alternative to the Aurora?
No, that's
Which I can't remember. I know it had
Consolidated
Alpha, Beta,
Outland.
Gamma, Delta.
CNOU.
Consolidated Outland. Yep. I want to talk about the depth of the clouds because that is. I know it's been done before. There are games that do it. Most of them are like Flight Simulator, though.
Yeah.
The depth of the clouds is what I've always like. It's the reason I wanted planetary clouds, and I've wanted it for so long. Is the view from orbit is really nice already on a lot of these planets, but I think that if you have that depth with the cloud layers and stuff around the planet, you're gonna end up with something that looks just spectacular, like beyond anything else that exists.
Tech that they're using for the clouds.
Yeah.
Do they call that vaporware?
Yes.
One thing that I was just thinking of that I think is really important to mention is that they have also said that especially on a gas giant, like the depth that you go in that giant will have different effects on different ships, right? Certain ships will take damage at certain depths.
I don't know if that's in the game yet, but I know they're making it.
But they're making it, and looking at the clouds that they've made here, where you can distinctly tell differences in cloud levels. That's going to be really interesting because they'll probably make it so that as you enter a new like depth region, the colors of the clouds change and their viscosity and the ability that they're going to have to control all that is insane. And that looks like a gas giant is supposed to look, and you can actually fly into it. How? who does anyway? I'm just.
I have to say this achievement is a huge one for them. This is like, it's really impressive. It's and it's not done. It looks great as it is. They have existing graphical artifacting sometimes when you're going through the clouds, but like there are small bugs, and it's going to get better. And this being the version like 0 of it is just ridiculous.
It's also huge.
Oh yeah.
And if you can go to all these different platforms, it's huge. Like there's look at how much stuff there is going on.
Oh, Orison is gigantic. That's actually one thing I think that I'm allowed to share that Jake mentioned to me, is that Orison is the largest landing zone. It's huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Just
and go ahead.
I hate to be the party pooper. Just need shit to do there.
Yep, as always.
Well,
but they have they seem to have set up the landing zone as a lot of places where you could put things like quests and so on and so forth. So.
And they have mentioned some things that I think will be interesting that aren't even quests. The whale tours I really want to see.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that they've already built out the little stand for where you get on the whale tour.
But even just the the idea of touring the Crusader like ship plant, I find that interesting. Like that's real life in the game. Like you can get tours of breweries and tours of factories and tours of video game developers, and now you can go on a tour of an in-game manufacturer. It's just the depth is boundless. It's insane. And
that's really my one request about Orison. It's been a request for a very long time. Is I really want, and it doesn't have to be now, but at some point, I would really like the ships that you see being constructed. First of all, I want them to actually be built. Secondly, and I think you could do that by just having various different states for them and cycling between them. Or not cycling between them, but having them progress through those states. The second thing is I want the ships that they're making to reflect the economy. Like we need to make a bunch of Starlifters because a bunch just got blown up. You know, that type of thing. I want it to be tied into the universe simulation. That would be... That's like the cherry on top of Orison for me, if they can pull it off.
That would...
I've got one of those Eris type questions.
Go.
And it's all going to be theorycraft. I mean, let's say you do go on this tour, and for whatever reason, real life calls, and you have to go AFK or even log off right in the middle of this tour. What are they going to do?
Send you to the end of the tour, and you can go take it again? What I want to know...
So is my body, when I log off, is it still in the factory, or is it the end of the factory?
It's still in the factory, and if the tour gets attacked while you're on it, you're going to lose a clone.
What if a bounty hunter comes for me at the same time while I'm in the factory but logged off? Will I be able to go and rescue myself from the factory and the bounty hunter?
No, CIG shows up in real life and repossesses your computer for breaking the continuum. I've got a genuine...
Like when you put Google into Google, yeah.
I got a question, though. An Eris-like question. If they get it to the point where you're seeing actual ships be constructed, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that's possible. I
think it's totally possible.
Could you take a tour of the shipyard, find your way into a nearly complete ship, like an MSR, hide somewhere on the ship, like the MSR's smuggling compartment, wait until that MSR is sold to a person in the verse, and then pop out of their compartment, kill them, and take their
ship?
In theory, yes, but it would be, I would imagine, the exact same that if you did that in real life of hiding yourself in a train or something that's being constructed, someone's going to inspect it or sci-fi scan it for life signs kind of thing before it gets shipped out, or run a baryon sweep across the entire thing where you're trying to get your
I like
horse
the
saddle
baryon
out.
sweep. That's a really good reference there, Shiver. I like the saddle reference. Yeah.
Anyway,
So I would imagine, in theory, yes, but probably they would implement some procedure in there that would stop that.
Anyway, it's all really, really pretty. I can't wait to go fly in it, and I also can't wait for my GPU to hate me flying into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of,
I don't think
more.
I don't think this is. I also don't think this is going because it's kind of common sense. But I heard some rumors that they had some performance issues with Orison for a little while. And I'm not shocked. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. But I also think that if they can get all of this running at a stable frame rate, then I don't think that there's anything in Star Citizen that they can't. If they can get this working...
Oh, yeah, I agree. Because the clouds actually help you in some way, too. The clouds actually help you, too. Because clouds include things. Yeah. And if you can get the occlusion working properly, then you actually get a performance benefit for things that the clouds are covering up.
I've got an almost Eris-like question.
Oh dear lord!
What hardware do you think they're running these days for not only creating, but also testing?
I'd imagine it's an absolute hodgepodge of whatever they can get and pull together.
Most of their people are at home right now, so they're testing on everything. All sorts of rigs.
Everything except modern day GPUs, because no fucker can get one.
I mean, I'm sure most of them aren't running on 3080s. I'll put it that way.
It's okay though. Jake's got one. Jake's got one.
Jake's
so
got a 3090.
It's being represented.
Yep.
In a second here, something's
going to come up on... He's got a 3090, not a 3080.
Yeah. In a second here, something's going to come up on screen that I really want to talk about again and point out because... No, not in this one. Just a second. I think it's the next clip. Sorry, I
could just sit here and go through this clip repeatedly and just talk about it for hours.
I know. It's as soon as it turns to night. Here, the pedals at the bottom. Watch as they blow all the way across. And they don't just blow in one direction. They sort of shift as they're blowing and as I don't know how they've done that, but it's absolutely insane.
Particle system, man. They're using their new GPU particle system for everything, and it's working very well.
Now, at what point are they going to make the player characters out of particles so that when you get shot, all of the particles...
so that you can get snapped like in Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you were being sarcastic there, and I'm thinking about it then thinking, that would be so fucking cool.
No, I wasn't actually being sarcastic. I totally expect them to do it.
I mean, in theory, I've got no idea how they could, but they could program it so that blood does spatter.
Yeah.
I suppose really the only thing that might stop that would be an ESRB rating.
Which they're not going to need because there aren't going to be boxed copies. It's online only, so who cares? And for Squadron...
That's not entirely accurate, though, because it still gets rated.
It'll get rated, but it'll be the rating varies or whatever because of online play.
And they'd also...
And then you've also got regional laws as well. Don't forget how, Germany had to censor Left 4 Dead 2. Australia doesn't let you have any fun in any games.
It's true.
Yeah, no.
But they could also... I mean, if it's something as simple as blood effects, they could have that depend on your region you're downloading it from, right?
No. Because it's an MMO. It's a shared universe. Everyone sees the same thing. They can't just say, here's the German version. You have to be in the German version of Star Citizen to play the German version of Star Citizen.
You can see the same stuff. They just...
for instance...
in the German version, they turn the blood green. Problem solved.
But you would still have to have the German Star Citizen.
Yeah.
It's like EVE Online. because the way China operates, they can't. The people who play in China, I have to be very careful because I don't want to get bumped off during the week. Can't play with the Western world in case they get ideas of freedom and something that apparently didn't happen in Tiananmen Square. So they can't have people in China connecting to the main EVE game.
Yeah.
Lovely, hey?
Pre-Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Back onto ships. New power management and new HUDs and just it sounds like a lot is coming to ships in this patch that is good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the new HUDs are so nice. Oh, they're so pretty. Really love the new ammo counter on the side.
Actually, question: are we getting contrails in this patch or no?
I wonder if they're coming back. What if the ship stopped looking so fucking stupid? Oh man.
I like contrails. I like to be able to see that the ship is flying.
I never really knew they were that important until I saw how ridiculous all the capital ships looked without any movement trail behind them.
I don't see any in this clip, so.
There's some.
There's some behind the Gladius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They can also be useful when you're tracking a target because you can use the scenery for disguise quickly, and if you can just follow the contrail, you've got a bit of an advantage.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they if anyone doesn't remember, they accidentally deleted the thruster trails from the game.
But this also ties into Squadron as well because they need Starship Combat in its final form for the release of Squadron.
So,
and the ships that accompany it, obviously.
Yeah, so they've changed up and updated power management. They've got an update to missiles and how missiles work and how missiles fly, which is good. I'm hoping it makes missiles a bit harder to avoid, but have to see how that goes.
Harder to avoid?
He wants the missiles to blow things up.
Yeah. I want missiles harder to avoid. I've got a missile ship.
Yeah, but they also don't want you to have this, this is an I win button, which is effectively what missiles
of course.
Can end up being.
Yes.
Yep.
And they want it a bit more. They want to be able to recreate, I think it was one of the old Hornet, or was it the Aurora adverts where they fly into the asteroid belt and they're jiggling around, gyrating, shimmying.
I mean, you should be able to
I might be thinking Miss Hearts. I'm sorry.
You should be able to evade them, but one of the things that always bothered me in the later Battlefield games was you'd lock on with an AA missile to a jet that's flying past, and you'd get the lock on and you'd fire it, and they'd hit countermeasures, which was 100% effective against missiles. And then, they're out of range by the time you've reloaded, and by the time they come back again, they can hit their chaff again. And it was literally impossible.
Absolutely agreed.
And that's bad. So, I mean, missiles is a hard balance.
That's one thing that I think actually needs to be in there is that I don't think any countermeasure should be 100% effective, other than like a rock between you and the missile, because otherwise it just makes it too easy to make missiles useless in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there needs to be that balance. You could, if you've got no way to evade them or stick a rock between you and them, you could. I would like it. So a viable tactic is waiting until near enough last minute to deploy countermeasures to hopefully help. But then you've still got the risk of the shockwave is going to damage you if you were too late. If you were too early, they're just going to go there as countermeasures and carry on.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it is still more skill-based than just, oh shit, he's fired a missile, I need to get the fuck out of here and not fight for a bit.
And I would like I think that missiles should be fast enough to catch up to a ship, but slow enough so that I mean there is that really good sci-fi trope of there's like 50 missiles coming in, hop in the turrets and start shooting them, right?
Yep.
I,
And
I
missiles and Star Citizen can be shot down.
yeah, but they have to be
Yeah,
slow enough that
there's
it's
flak guns.
that's possible, but difficult, right?
Torpedoes are slower.
Yeah.
The torpedoes are slower, and they're the ones that you really need to shoot down
Yeah.
because they will blow you the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that they've got some.
I would
missile
also like to see
improvements.
creative uses of like torpedoes, being able to just say, okay, let's arm this torpedo. We're fighting Gladius, and get in front of it, boot out the fucking back of the ship, and pray. You know, I would like to be able to see some really inventive uses like that. I don't know if we would, probably not, but it would be pretty neat.
I
Can
really
you-
did like that I really like that their design for the Orion mining included missiles.
Yeah.
As part of mining, I thought that was a really cool way to find other things for missiles to do in the game.
Okay, what do we got next? Oh yeah, scanning. Scanning looks good. Pinging looks good. I don't. It looks better. I don't know what else to say.
Oh man,
I mean, it's just a basic.
that looks so
four
much better.
sensors, isn't it?
It looks like 5,000 times better than it did. So I appreciate that.
I think the as it scans is also really cool looking. Yeah, more improvements. It's good.
Yeah, no, that's in a pretty good spot now, I think, actually, with that.
And well, like you were saying, they do need to get all of these improvements in, right? They need scanning to be gold level. They need combat to be gold level, missiles, UI. They need everything at gold level for Squadron, right?
Yeah, that's what like Squadron really requires a lot of the major it basically requires Star Citizen to be at a beta level. The content doesn't need to be complete for Star Citizen, but the features do.
Some of them.
At least to the point where you can fake it in single player, you know?
Well, like the combat.
really
They
have to.
bother though, because
If you really have
they've
to.
got to build a system to fake it, and then they've just got
Yeah.
to chuck that system out.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
Star
not
Citizen-
suggesting that they
Yeah.
fake it,
No,
but
so-
you at least have to be close enough that you can.
They could
I-
fake something
I
like
can't see us
refueling.
mining in Squadron.
No, they don't have to
I can
put
see
in mining.
refueling.
There will be refueling, but what's the chance that you as a player are going to be doing the refueling in a starship, right, or in a Starfarer? Do they need like the gas scooping and refining and everything working inside a Starfarer for Squadron? Probably not.
Oh, no.
Right?
And same with like colony building and stuff for like the Pioneer.
Yeah.
That stuff is not required. I
Reclaiming,
wouldn't think,
reclamation.
but you
they
never
probably
know
don't
what you're
need.
going to end up doing in Squadron. Maybe part of the game will be building
Yeah.
a settlement.
We
Who
don't know.
knows?
But it is interesting because we are watching the evolution of Star Citizen, and we're getting to watch the evolution of Star Citizen very closely. Which you think about most MMOs, and nobody knew what was coming to World of Warcraft until it launched. No one really knew what everything that would be in any game really until it launches. Where we're watching as it evolves and as it grows.
It's funny too because I was covering. Man, I'm fucking old. I was covering World of Warcraft when it was in development, and we got some screenshots from Alpha, but man, it was like less than like a couple dozen, maybe.
Yeah.
Like there were not very many.
The other thing is marketing talk as well during development. Star Trek Online, when it was being developed by P someone, I think
He's
they're
someone
now anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was some company beginning with P. It wasn't Pioneer. Anyway, they were basically saying, yeah, we want to have this living environment. One ship's going to have enough players for like 400 people or 40 people, and you'll receive notifications on your mobile phone when there's something going on. So you need to get in there, and it's going to be really rare that anyone's a captain of a ship. And then Cryptic took it and said, yeah, we'll make it in 2 years. No, Cryptic Studios bought
Completely
it off the
changed it.
original developers, Fastcart.
The original developers were Perpetual Entertainment.
Perpetual.
Perpetual.
P.
And when did they close down? I guess they weren't very perpetual, were they?
2008.
2003?
They were not very perpetual.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Anyway.
Yep, 2008.
Anyway,
But yeah, like Star Trek Online during development was very much, yes, we're going to be making what everyone is expecting from Star Citizen, and then they didn't. And it turned out all they basically made was concept images.
By the way, if you're ever feeling a little uncomfortable that Star Citizen has made almost $400 million, the reason that we actually will probably end up with a good MMO, space MMO, is because of that.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why we actually cover funding in a positive light, and we always have, is because that's how the game gets made. You know.
Guess what? If
Ridiculous, crazy game.
If studios don't have the money to make the game, you won't get the game.
I can tell you right now, if Chris Roberts had gone to a studio and said, "Hey, I need $500 million or $400 million to make a space MMO in 2012," well, actually, we already know that he went to a bunch of publishers, and they all told him to go pound sand. So, and I don't think he was asking for anywhere near that much money. So
it's one of the stranger arguments I've heard. I mean, if you aren't in favor of Star Citizen or whatever, then all right, okay, at least I can get the logic there. But if you are someone who wants to play the game, I've literally heard those sort of people say, just don't give them any money anymore, and that'll make them bring out the game. And it's like, do you go to McDonald's and say, look, I'll give you half the money for my burger now. You go make it, give it to me, then I'll pay you the rest. Because that doesn't fly.
No. So I agree with I agree with the concept of that statement, in that don't give them any money, right? Like, buy the game, buy your $45 Aurora, and that is, do not spend any more money.
Well, yeah, I quite agree. You do not have to whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if you've got any sanity,
Don't.
You probably wouldn't until it's released, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But if you've already bought into the game and you're sat there saying, well, don't give them any money, it's like, well, I don't understand your logic. How is them suddenly going to have no funding whatsoever going to make them bring it out faster?
Yeah.
I can understand if you want to say it's my personal choice to not go,
well,
to not put in any more money after I've bought the basic, or I'm not going to put in any money until it's released. I don't know.
It's the same question.
It might make them bring the game out faster if they were running out of money, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a good game when it comes out.
It's the same point we always bring up, though, right? Like, you look at other games. You look at other games, right? Cyberpunk, hugely ambitious. Same amount of development time as hugely ambitious. Same amount of development time as Star Citizen. Not as ambitious as Star Citizen, to be very clear.
Remotely close.
I wouldn't say it was hugely ambitious. Have you played GTA 5?
Yeah, I hated it.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, it was boring.
That wasn't the point he was trying to make, David.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that it's been done by Rockstar as well, but how long were they working on Red Dead 2?
7, 8 years?
7, 8 years from a fully developed or fully established, fully funded team that already specializes in making those games, right?
Yep.
Cyberpunk, same dev time as Star Citizen to this point, released and was crap. Like Red Dead came out in 7-8 years and was excellent, but it was also a lot
a bit
more
fair.
focused.
As a game, it was not a bad game. It was just very much do missions that involve stealth or shooting or hacking.
It was at no point like genre breaking. It didn't evolve the medium. It's not. Star Citizen is over appreciably the same amount of time, considering that it's making 2 games and Cyberpunk still isn't 1 game because they still have to patch it for the next 2 years before it will run for most people. Nobody should be complaining about Star Citizen's money. It's not. Nobody is forced to pay more than $45.
I agree with that. Actually, I think all of the complaints about the money are just easy headlines for gaming media that have no idea what they're talking about.
I think the screams from Cyberpunk have reverberated through the entire industry because you see a lot of games now like, we're going to wait.
Yep, and it's good. I think
I don't necessarily think they needed Cyberpunk for this, but I really think that Larian's gonna hold back Baldur's Gate 3 and like the final game until it's like hyper ready.
I think Cyberpunk is actually a really good thing to happen, just like I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 was a really good thing to happen, right? Because Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out and single-handedly, not killed, but single-handedly drastically reduced the popularity of loot boxes, right? Like, it was something that everyone could point to as this is wrong, and there was significant uproar about it. And loot boxes are phasing, like, people aren't using them as much because they're so unpopular because of that.
Well, they're also getting legislated against in Europe pretty heavily,
Which
so
is
that's
great.
a big problem.
It is, and it's really good, but down with loot boxes, they are trash. But I'm hoping that we see the same thing from Cyberpunk, because honestly, for the last couple of years, we have had a problem of games releasing before they're done. It's not just Cyberpunk. There's been a lot. Anthem, Avengers, Biomutant. I don't know. I can name a whole bunch. Those are
That was
somewhat more recent,
big
but-
misstep from a studio that. See, CD Projekt Red's such an interesting studio because they have done a lot of really good work, and I would actually include Cyberpunk in that. Cyberpunk has its issues, but fundamentally, it's a good game. It's just buggy, but they seem to learn a new, really important lesson with every game that they make. Unfortunately, this one was. Yeah, it needed another year in the oven, you know? Like, it was not close. That game had way too many bugs when it came out.
I think
right.
you might...
It still does.
It still does, yeah.
I
love
like
that game.
crap
I enjoyed playing...
on my machine, and I do not have a potato.
I really enjoyed playing that game, but I actually stopped playing it because I want to continue playing it, but I'm going to continue playing it when it's done.
But I think we're starting to see that, right? Like, more game... There's been this thing, and Starfield just did it, and I think it's absolute idiocy, quite frankly, to announce your release date a year and a half before the release date. What's going to happen? You don't know. Right? I think there's a big problem, or has been a big problem, with let's try and announce the release date a year, 2 years before release. And it's like, no.
That game better be done. Like right now.
Announce the game. But don't announce the release date until you're sure you're going gold like that year.
Yeah.
Do you know what the worst bit about Starfield being released in like a year and a half is?
What?
It means we've got even more time until Elder Scrolls fucking 6.
Yeah. No, I already expected that to be like 2025. It's not
the
coming
longest
soon.
we've gone without an Elder Scrolls release. What?
Yep. Well,
fuck?
of course they'll tell you to just go play ESO.
Shiver, I'm sorry to bring this up. I don't know why you forget the stunning Elder Scrolls game Blades that came out.
Ugh.
That was almost as good as the horse armor for Oblivion.
Oh boy.
I bought the horse armor.
This is the thing, though. I mean, bringing that up, like the horse armor at its time was like the loot box controversy because
I
it
bought
was
it.
like
Horrible.
£10 for fucking horse armor. And
I
what
bought
kind
it
of
after they reduced the price of
prick.
it because
Yes.
they got in so much trouble.
what kind of a prick does that?
You know
And
what I
then
think?
years
no,
later,
no,
here
so
we are again because the industry just keeps trying these things, and they'll
I
wait,
have
and
to-
they'll wait,
I
and
have
they'll
to say
wait,
for
and
that
then
one,
they'll
though,
push out
Shiver.
again.
I have to say for the horse armor though, I think the problem with the horse armor is what they were doing sort of hadn't really been done yet. Like it was right at the very
Don't they-
beginning of DLC,
Don't
and
forget,
they didn't know what the price
never
was.
forget, this is the same company that once before tried to set it up so you have to pay for mods.
Oh, God.
And now-
Such a stupid
and there was
idea.
a huge kickback from the community, and guess what? They've implemented paid for mods successfully since then.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's not a mod to me. A
That's-
mod should be made
an
by passion.
expansion.
It should be unsupported. It should be fucking free. Yes, I understand that people who make huge mods dedicate a lot of their time to it, but it should be, I've done this. I have PayPal if you want to pay me. But
I
it
was gonna
shouldn't be,
say,
I'm
that's a-
giving my money to Bethesda for someone else's mod
Exactly.
because Bethesda were incapable.
I think that should be entirely handled on sites like Patreon. That's what they're for.
Or, quite frankly, the people making the mod should be able to charge for it.
That's
Not a mod. No,
If you
I don't agree with that because a mod is unsupported. If you're paying for something, it should be supported fully. You should get access.
Well,
because
But
you
there
are
are
giving
hang,
real
hang
life
on,
Really,
no,
benefits.
no, hang
You
on,
should
Shiver.
get real life
Shiver?
support. It's
Shiver,
no longer a
hang
mod.
on though, because there are like mods of things like Skyrim that add, significant new voice casting, new storyline, new this, new that, and are supported, but they are a mod and they are paid for to a third party, not to Bethesda, and I don't think that should go away. Anyway. I
You
don't.
are paying for a mod, like Fastcart says. It's no longer a mod; it's DLC.
Yes.
As such, it should be supported.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think the right place to support mod developers is sites like Patreon, because and I tell you right now, you can make a lot of money doing good work in games if you are on Patreon. I've seen some accounts where people are making, in the range of $40,000 or $50,000 a month.
Yep. If you do good work,
And it's not paying for the mod; it's supporting the person who is
Exactly.
making the mod.
Exactly, because they
There's a
can't do
distinct difference.
because they can't do the work unless they get supported. So you're going, oh, I want them to do this work, so I'm going to support them. But you're not paying for the software. Yeah, I understand. Anyway,
I want to move us back
so
to...
back to Star
Yeah,
Citizen.
that's something that should have been discussed on a Tuesday. I'm sorry.
No, actually,
That was
I mean,
awesome.
no, hang on. I'm going back because
I mean, to bring it into Star Citizen, you
mod
could say
support?
the same applies to Star Citizen. Yeah, mod support there. If someone is going to actually dedicate enough of their time to make a Star Trek mod, I will give you a blowjob.
God. Yes. If somebody makes a Star Trek mod of Star Citizen, I will lose my mind. Because, and I'm almost certain it's going to happen. So,
question for
I've
you.
been waiting for. I think it's called Star Trek Excalibur for Christ, so fucking long now. But that's completely fan made from ground up, and it keeps,
yeah.
it's going to be out next year. It's going to be out next year. It's going to be out next year. But that looks.
That
That looks like that's going to be the Star Trek game I've wanted forever.
I have an Eris question for you both.
ooh, good.
Oh God.
The difference in reactions is great. Let's say mods. Something like a Star Trek full conversion of Star Citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Sploosh.
Let's say that a dedicated team of modders decided to do that. do you think one, like CIG should? Do you think that one CIG should release all of the modding tools for free for Star Citizen? Basically, the ability
Yes.
to make your own game in the tools. And two,
Yes.
do do you think that if someone takes all those tools and creates like a full modded experience, one, do you think that they should be able to charge for it? And two, do you think that CIG should be able to take a cut of that charge or like require payment
No
at a certain
and
level?
no. Well, no with a but and a flat out no.
My
No with a
basically,
but because you shouldn't pay for a mod, ever. You could pay to support the people who are doing it as a donation, because that is far less legal red tape, far less implications, and so on. No, CIG shouldn't get anything of it because they've done their bit. They've released some modding tools. They're not supporting it. They're not giving any server bandwidth. They are doing nothing. They've made the tools. They've released the tools.
okay,
You've paid
Plus, if
for
anybody
the
who
tools
was,
when you paid for the game.
and
if anybody sees this mod and decides they want to play it, they have to buy the game anyway. So, I mean,
so here's my follow-up question. In that same vein, if CIG released Star Engine and do something like something like Epic does for Unreal, there is a licensing scheme, right? You can get Unreal and you can make whatever you want on it and pay nothing in royalties until you earn $1 million. Do you think that CIG should or could release Star Engine and have some sort of funding model like that, where if you earn X amount of money from the game that you make on their engine, you pay them?
I don't
What Admiral
know.
Kusanagi just said.
Probably not.
Absolutely, probably, fucking fully will.
Well, that actually would be the least of my concerns. I think that they would run into problems with Amazon.
For
That's
Lumberyard?
also true.
Because what we call Star Engine are CIG's modifications to Lumberyard. They aren't the core engine. The core engine still belongs to Amazon, and I don't think CIG can sublease it out.
That's fair.
Now, what they could do is charge Amazon something
to update Lumberyard?
to give them all of the ridiculous amount of modifications they've made to the engine. But my suspicion is that they won't take that out in payment as such. They will take it out in payment in kind by getting free server space on AWS. That's my guess. Because they're going to need an enormous amount of bandwidth and servers.
I think that would be I genuinely think that would be a really interesting thing for them to do, further integrate a lot of the tools that they have, because a lot of the tools that they've made are absolutely mind-blowing.
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah.
And
I'm very curious to know how applicable they would be to other games. Like
running water.
I just don't know.
Like I think the ability to create a planet, a detailed planet, even if you only want a section of it, would be applicable to...
I don't think you understand the difference that's going on there. That's not the engine that's doing that. That's the editor doing that. That's a completely separate thing. And then it's imported into the engine.
Yeah, but the
editor
would be part of the updates that they do.
Or the tools, I would
to
imagine.
the tools, part of the tools that they'd add to the engine.
Those are separate entities. You don't...
Yeah.
They're not opening up the Star engine and go, click button, procedure generate planet. No, they've got a program to procedure generate a planet.
And they have a whole bunch of...
Yeah, and then they open the editor.
They have a whole bunch of different tools, right?
Right,
like
but then they open the editor and they click, here's the start point for a river, here's the end point for the river, and the river procedurally...
That's not the engine. No, that's the editor. The engine just... It literally... I mean, the clue's in the name. The engine drives the tech, but the editor edits the tech. The editor will be a separate entity like Blender to make your textures or something like that. And then it's imported into the engine, and the engine can go, I know exactly what this is and how to handle it. Like you don't make a flowing river in Star Engine. Star Engine supports a flowing river that you've made in another program and imported in.
I'm confused because they've shown them clicking, like in Star Engine, click
was-
here,
in
click
editor.
here.
That wasn't in Star Engine. That was in the editor. That was in what do they call it? Is it Planet or something? Their Planet Editor tool.
Yeah.
They have a Planet Editor tool. They have a Solar System Editor tool.
Regardless, the idea
It's
is
like how they
the
can have a
inclusion of-
huge ship in the editor, running that at 1 billion frames a second, because it's not the game engine, it's the editor.
Regardless, the idea is they'd include the tools that they've developed.
Which takes
So-
a bunch of work on it in and of itself.
Anyway,
That's
It's like,
how they're
would
gonna
like to
make a
see-
lot of money.
it's like the map editor from Warcraft. It wasn't the same program as the game. It was another program that you opened to make a map. And
That's
then you
fine.
could-
Include the tools. I would like to see the tools that CIG have developed included in Lumberyard for other people to.
I would love that too. I would be very interested to see how useful they are to other games. That
Those
would
tools
be
are fucking expensive.
Yep. There's
Fucking expensive.
a lot of development time in those tools.
And they are not gonna do the like the epic thing and say, oh yeah, you can have it for free until you reach 1 million. No.
Well, no, but
No.
give them. If CIG makes a deal with Amazon, because Lumberyard is not exactly doing well. Who the hell uses Lumberyard for anything? No one. But Amazon wants Lumberyard to
a new
be
world
used,
or a new
right?
world or whatever it is.
Amazon wants Lumberyard to be used, same as Epic wants Epic. So Amazon says, okay, you give us the tools that you have made for Star Citizen and include them in Lumberyard for use in Lumberyard, and we will give you, this much off your servers. I don't see, I wonder if that will happen.
100% off your servers.
I wonder if something like that might
if you-
happen.
No. Even if they like when they went to Crytek, when they bought the license rights to fuck around with the engine, they literally just bought the engine. They still needed external tools that would have been sold separately by someone else to do things. I mean, the tools probably aren't even CIGs to be able to sell either.
It
They
depends
would have
which
been-
tool. They're making some
does
of the tools
depend.
in house. They're making some
They
of
are
them.
making some, yeah. But they're not entirely. They're probably not entirely. The entire catalog probably isn't owned by CIG.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, some of the assets might not be theirs.
I mean,
yeah, it's. I wish it was that simple, Eris, and it should be that simple. But
I think it would be
capitalism
something
won't
to.
let it be that simple.
I think it would be something that might be interesting to see. And I mean, let's be completely honest, capitalism can make it that simple because Amazon has enough money to say, oh, these are the tools you're missing. Who makes them? We'll buy
Jeff
them.
Yeah, fair
Bezos
enough.
is famous for being a philanthropist and just giving away his money.
Oh, no, he wouldn't
Away.
give away his money. That's not given away.
You have to, no, Shiver. You have to have a Prime subscription in order to get it.
Yeah,
I mean, he is famous for throwing his money away at a rocket program that isn't
Yeah,
nearly as good as his
unfortunately.
competitor. The
And
Taurus.
unfortunately, literally throwing his
the
money
tools
away.
are incredibly powerful because you could, in theory, use the same tools on many different engines, not just Lumberyard. You could use
Yeah,
the
that's
same
fair.
tools in CryEngine. You could, in theory, use the same tools for Unreal Engine. And I believe the latest version of Unreal does actually support flowing rivers and such things. But
Ooh.
it's and a lot of the engines do come with middleware involved. Like Unreal
I-
Engine does have a physics engine. Only a fucking idiot uses it though because it's shit.
Can I just?
Source Engine, made by Valve, has its own physics engine. They didn't even fucking use it. They used Havoc,
Can I just?
which is not the same in engine. It's
Can I just switch us
Shit.
over to an incredibly ugly ship that we have to talk about? Absolutely hideous.
No.
I wish I could pause this so that I can point out all of the things wrong with it. Because there's so many things that just, why is it so ugly?
gorgeous.
It looks like me. Why are those strutty, why are the fake wings there on like struts that are see-through all the way through. What's the point? Why does that look like a hallway for,
Wait.
12
Which,
Angry Dwarves?
the back engines on the struts?
No, the front things that aren't engines.
Because that's where the turbines are for planetary landing and takeoff.
No, they're not.
They unfold, and you've got underneath the flaps.
But why are they on
the
struts?
little front wings?
Why are they on little struts? Look, you can see right through
Structure
them.
bearing.
But why are they open? Nothing else in the
Even
ship
it's
is open
so
like
they
that.
it's so they can blow
Airflow.
them, so we can blow them off. That's why.
That I'll accept. Anyway, I think it's a hideous ship.
You don't actually think it's a hideous ship. You just like to.
He
say it.
does. He
No,
does.
I genuinely do. I never lie. I give my honest opinion about every single
You
ship.
never lie.
Never.
Wow. Never. Right.
I don't. I think it's
I
hideous.
think it looks fucking glorious.
I think it's like, what are those landing things? It just looks.
They're landing things. For landing.
I don't know. It's so ugly. I can't get over how ugly it is. I hate the Connie so much.
It looks lovely.
Looks great.
Yeah.
You're outvoted,
Nice,
David.
funky. It's got a
Sorry.
NASA feel to it.
No, because NASA would build something sleek. This is like, let's see how many perturbances we can throw on. Like,
Fastcart brings up something that reminds me. I do feel sorry for all those people that bought the big Mark III statue of the Connie, though.
Why?
Well, because now it's outdated and it doesn't look like that.
They also mentioned on Star Citizen Live this week that although they're not doing a full rework of the constellation, it will go through the like the Gladius did recently. It'll go through the what they're calling the Gold Pass, where they actually take it to like a final asset. So it will be updated from what it is currently.
it also looks really strange that the
It looks
guns
so
on the sides.
chunky and plated. And
The guns
it's
on the
gorgeous.
sides are lower than the tracks.
Yeah, and what?
It looks
What's the
ugly.
problem, David?
It looks ugly.
Really,
It doesn't
really.
look ugly.
I
understand.
genuinely,
You're entitled to your opinion. I just like it. It's all panely and it's all
I don't-
chunky, and it just looks glorious.
I don't like chunky and panely. Like I find that aesthetic unpleasing.
Well, David,
How
you
do you
don't
feel
have to
about
like all the
Origin?
ships.
What?
How do you feel about Origin?
Well, Origins really should be right up your alley.
Origin is great
Yeah.
up until the 890. I greatly dislike the 890, but the 600 is lovely. The 300 series are lovely, and their 100 is lovely. Hate the 890 though.
I don't like the
Why
600.
don't you like the 890? I'm
Lovely.
actually curious.
I find it too large for the style and too much of just a boat, and it's too like I'd have to have a picture in front
It
of.
is a boat.
I know it is, but I don't like the style. It's the rest of Origins things look like ships. They look like really nice ships. The 890 is a boat. It's not a ship, and I dislike it for that. I can justify.
I know it doesn't look the same, but I get a very. My brain thinks Lost in Paradise whenever I see the 890.
Why don't you like the Super Hornet?
I mean, I have to have a picture of it in front of me.
I think it's too noisy. There's a lot of bits and bobs on the Hornet.
I think it looks like an Abrams with wings. It's awesome.
It's
Totally.
where is it? The Super Hornet. So the Super Hornet, I really don't like the second and third. Like, what are those mini wings there for? I hate the little mini wings on top of the full wings. I find them ridiculous.
They're backup wings, David.
No, they're not.
What if you lose your main wings?
Then you die. I don't like that the air intakes are angled to the side. They're not straight. I find that visually displeasing. I don't
Really,
like how
I really like that.
I
I
hate
really
it.
genuinely like that.
I dislike it. I don't like that the wings curve under part of the way. I find that ridiculous and a waste of space.
Really?
Yeah.
You're picking out all these bits that I'm like, I love that. I love that. It makes it look like it's got attitude. It makes it look like it's got aggression on it. And you're like, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's such a mix of styles. Like the front end, the cockpit looks like a modern day jet fighter, and then you've got these huge air intakes that why are there air intakes in space? It just doesn't make sense. And then you've got four wings with a curvy underwing that just doesn't really match the front of it, and there's the whole circle thing in the center. Like everything else is really, really
But the
square
ball
and
turret,
angled.
the really important secondary turret that makes it distinguished from a normal Hornet.
But it's the giant circle around it. I don't like the giant
It's a
circle
ball
in the
turret.
center
What
of the
do you,
Hornet.
what turret do you? What shape do you expect a ball turret to be? One of those triangle ball
A
turrets.
square, of course.
I just it's not that I disagree with its function. I just don't like how it looks. It's a personal thing. I personally don't like the ball turret in the center. I don't think it fits. I don't like the fake spoiler on the back that connects the two antennae. I don't like it.
I'll give you the fake spoiler. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it just there's so many things about it that I don't it's too much of a hodgepodge, and it's my same problem with most RSI ships. They're too much of a hodgepodge. The Constellation has like 18 different looks going on in it. Like it doesn't have one unifying flow, and I don't like that. I like Origin's
David
flow.
doesn't like. David
I
doesn't like
love
Greeble.
Misk. I love Misk because Misk ships flow, except for the Freelancer, which
Yes,
we all
I do.
know should have been Freelancer number 2. And
I knew we'd get that in this week. Every week.
every week.
Every week.
And Crusader,
Every week.
Crusader's ships are coming out lovely because one, they've got that flow, they've got a little bit of the like extraneous stuff going on, but they sort of fix that by all of them so far are just or the two that I like so far are just a tiny bit asymmetrical, which is beautiful.
We need an episode where we can just have random people come on, say their favorite ship, and you tell them how wrong they are and why, and then they laugh at you because you're a twat.
I don't think they're wrong. If that is your favorite ship, by all means, you can have your favorite ship. You're an idiot, and you have no taste, but you can have your favorite ship.
No, we should genuinely do an episode where it's like, why don't you like this ship, Eris? Why don't you like this ship, Eris? Why don't you like this ship, Eris?
Look, you know what? Actually, Shiver, that is a fantastic idea. Hear me out.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
No,
we
I know.
should.
Look, ISC is done for this quarter.
Yep.
We're
We
at the
have
point
lots
we
of
are
nothing.
we are at the point right now where normally we're like, well, we've got nothing to talk about. We're going to take a week or two off until ISC comes out.
There's enough ships to talk about as well.
Why don't we start? I can put up in the show and tell thing
I'm actually really curious about something, David.
the ship matrix, and we can go through the ship matrix, and I will explain why I dislike every ship.
I would be genuinely interested to hear your wrong opinions.
David,
Yeah.
I'm actually really curious. I suspect I know what the answer is, but do you like the Pioneer?
Let me get a look at it.
Here, I got an image for you.
Pioneer's a homeworld ship. It's the shipyard from
Oh,
Homeworld
it's
2.
totally a homeworld ship, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
So-
it's utilitarian.
Pioneer, I'm pretty okay with. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's large enough that it looks like it's a factory, and I'm
100%.
completely okay with it looking like a factory, and I'm completely okay with having stuff that makes it look like a factory. I love how it opens up and like builds things inside of it. I think that's really cool. I don't hate it. I actually really like how it's also asymmetrical. It's
Yeah, I
this
like that
giant
too.
thing that looks different on either side. I like it. It's good.
This is why we need a show about this, because this has so
Yes.
many follow-up questions to it. Why do you hate the Hull series? Why do you hate the Starfarer? Because of
Well,
something
hang
you
on,
say
hang
about
on.
the Hull series.
Why do you say
and so
why
on
do you
and
say
so
I hate
on.
the Hull series?
Because you hate everything.
No, they're Misk ships. I love Misk ships. I've already told you this. I like Misk.
Are there any Misk ships you don't like?
I wish the Freelancer was the Freelancer model too. I like the Reliant. I like the hulls pretty much. No,
The hulls are going to be.
I'm fairly ambivalent about the Reliant. It's a wing.
It's I
Totally
like
is.
it is all wing, but I like that it flips vertical.
Any ship will fit vertical if you just turn it.
But I like that the cockpit shifts, right? Like so few things in Star Citizen do that I'm okay with it.
Yeah, how do you feel about this? Is why we need to set this series of episodes, because everyone has questions. Why do you hate this ship? How do you feel about these ships? We want to know why your wrong opinions come from.
And there's 160 ships, so
Yeah,
We can go through every single one of them.
we can basically put Eris on trial.
Well, honestly, should make it a thing. People can
We
come
should.
here with
We
their
really should.
grievances.
Everyone's got a favorite ship, and everyone gets really pissed off when you say their favorite ship is crap because your opinion is wrong.
I'm right
man.
though. I'm right. It's very obvious.
Yeah, which Enterprise?
Actually, there's
No
an
bloody
interesting
A,
question.
B, C, or D.
What? Enterprise?
Oh my. No, sorry. He was quoting a episode from Star Trek, and I enjoyed that. I have a question because it doesn't look much like the manufacturer standard. Do you like the Misk Razor,
Oh, let me look at that.
the racing ship?
Yeah. The Razor?
Basically, it looks like an F1 car.
No.
I didn't
don't.
think so.
I don't like F1.
NVIDIA broadcast.
Well, oh. I don't like F1 cars.
Yeah, well, I respect why they did this, because the reason F1 cars are designed the way they are is basically they're trying to make them as
Carbide
aerodynamic as
Edge.
they possibly can.
Carbide Edge. I'm from Ottawa, which is in no way, shape, or form Eastern Canada. Unless
This is the
you
best
live.
off the rails moment we've ever had in the history of doing this show.
Totally. And yes, you're from Eastern Canada, David. You're in Eastern Ontario. That's Eastern Canada.
It's like the center half of Canada.
There's a dividing line of moose.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna happen before the end of the episode. I'm gonna pull up a map of Canada and point out Ottawa, and you can tell me whether or not that's Eastern Canada. Anyway, while we're doing
I love
that,
this podcast.
we have the best podcast in the world. Thank you, Shiver, for coming back.
Oh no, it is. That's so.
Flag off Eris's opinion.
No, hang on. I'm wrong. Apparently, Eastern Canada is considered Ontario West, which I
Wait,
find.
what?
Or sorry, Ontario East. From Ontario on is considered Eastern Canada, which is hilarious.
Is totally correct.
Which is hilarious because here in Ontario, no, I'm sorry, Eastern Canada is Halifax, like Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador.
Maritimes. That's not Eastern Canada.
That's Eastern. It's the Maritimes. That's it.
You're ridiculous.
I have a why I've never met anyone from I can't really say this, so please forgive me.
Sure.
Newfoundland.
Cassie's from Newfoundland.
I've never really.
She was born in Newfoundland.
She is the one person that I know of from that place that I can't pronounce.
Newfies are awesome. They're like the friendliest people on the face of the planet. Basically, yeah.
All hail
That's where
Newfies.
most of the Canadians are nice memes comes from, is Newfoundlanders.
They also have. Oh, I don't know if I
sweetest
have it with
people
me
in the
here.
world.
They have just
All right,
such
everybody.
an interesting language. They've got like
It's sort of English.
it's sort of English, but it's the weirdest English. I love it. It's not just an accent though. It's their sayings, like, and it's not even just the accent, but to a Newfoundlander, the phrase "I seen the bear" is correct English. Like they've got different considerations.
They
of
were on the island
tenses.
too long, folks.
I seen the bear. It's it's I saw the bear. No, I seen the bear.
Yeah, Ottawa is most definitely East Canada.
Yeah. So
It's-
this is.
Yeah.
But to us, it's not.
It's-
To us, East Canada is
your
the Maritimes.
geography is piss poor then.
No. See, I can explain it really, really easily. We're in Ontario. Ontario's the only province that matters in Canada, so we consider it to be the center.
Yeah.
Everything west of us is literal emptiness. There's absolutely nothing basically between Toronto and
There's going to be
BC.
so many complaint letters now
Between Toronto
from the
and
West
BC,
Canada,
there is
throwing
nothing.
them in the morning.
No, Western Canada is BC. Then there's the emptiness in the center. Then there's, Toronto, Ottawa. Then there's
For all the
Quebec.
people who aren't David, generally the way that Canada is broken up is the Maritimes are all of the maritime provinces that are right on the east, on the Atlantic Ocean. The Western Canada is Alberta and BC. Central Canada is Manitoba and Saskatchewan, also just known as the Prairies, because it's flat as a pancake. And then and Ontario and Quebec are Eastern Canada.
Quebec's a maritime.
And
they're on the water.
Everything that's way too far north for anyone to live is the territories.
Yeah.
No, Fastcart, stop trying to talk about Star Citizen on this Star Citizen podcast.
You cannot talk about Star Citizen. Actually, we just had a big rant about ships for like a half an hour, so I think we're all right.
Oh God.
Yeah, we should genuinely do that though. About
No.
We should think.
Yeah.
I think it's a great
100%
idea,
down.
especially because we do have like what is it, 2 or 3 weeks here where CIG's just gonna twiddle their thumbs.
Yep. I'm down for it. Let's do it.
We can lose so many followers when you start
Yeah,
saying
right?
the character's ugly. In your very wrong opinion, because that
Oh,
shit is
God.
amazing.
Dude, I know I mentioned this before, but I hadn't seen it in a while, and then like in 313, I went and called up my Carrack and went down to the hangar to look at, and I walked in the hangar and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's my ship.
Okay.
That's huge.
Can I explain the
amazing thing
problem
about
with the
the
Carrack?
Carrack-
Can I explain the
Oh,
problem?
no.
The amazing
Okay,
thing
I'm gonna
about the
save it. I'm
Carrack,
gonna
right,
save it.
is when I spawned it, it was so easy to navigate and find my way around this massive ship.
Yeah.
I get lost on a caterpillar, but that Carrack was really easy to navigate, and
They did a way better job
that
of it.
is a really good testament to
Look.
their ship
Look,
building
can
in
I
terms
I want to say one last thing about the ships, and then we should honestly save the ship opinions for the ship opinions show. Okay? And
Yes.
we should make a thing about it, but we save it.
we
If
should
you
call it
would like,
shit opinions
hang on.
with Eris.
Hey, I'm the only one of us that wrote an article about my reasons for rating ships like 80 years ago now. But if you would like to know
Bullshit.
bullshit, yeah. If you would like to know my opinions on such interesting ships as the Carrack, the Banu Merchantman, and others, you should come and watch us. I suppose next week when we do this.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it next week.
Come watch us next week if you want to know what I really think about such favored ships as the BMM, the Carrack.
Merchantman's a really hard one because they haven't.
No. Don't say anything about it.
No, I'm just saying it had like 3 different concepts that all looked different, and they were not sure which one they're going with yet.
All I can
It is
promise
pretty
you.
bizarre.
All I can promise you is whatever I say. One, someone's
Uh-oh.
going to get really angry.
Oh yeah.
And 2, it's because they're going to know that I'm right.
Not necessarily.
I don't know if you could handle Fastcart and myself and Eris giving these opinions all at once. That's a lot to ask of people. Mostly Eric.
Okay, we do have a couple questions that I want to get to.
Yes, we do. We should go through questions.
Heartspark asks, where in the verse did the Super Hornet learn its dance moves? It's a maniac on the pad.
That's in Cassell.
I don't.
Next question.
Fastcart says, I hope I didn't miss this being discussed. What did you all pick up for Prime Day and the Steam Summer Sale? Absolutely nothing. Prime Day didn't hit Canada, and Steam Sale was not great this year. Steam Sale's been steadily
They canceled Prime Day in
worse.
Canada because of COVID.
Yeah.
They had Prime Day here. It was all things like walrus toothbrushes.
Yeah, it's honestly the
Really
only place that
pointless
has a
things.
good Prime Day is the U.S.
Yeah.
The
Our
Prime Day
Prime
in
Day
Canada is
sucks.
always It's just garbage. It's just terrible.
Yep.
Occasionally they'll have like one thing that's worth buying that's on sale, but that's about it.
Yep.
I pick up a 6
the
terabyte
Steam-
Western Digital Caviar Black, but it's
The Steam's-
32,000 yen, which is about $320.
Oof.
Whoa, Jesus.
Oof. Fastcart also
I did get
asks.
Terminator Resistance in the Steam Summer Sale, though.
Oh. I tried playing Dark Alliance this week, but it didn't work out for me. Has anyone else tried it? I did download it, and I launched it, and I think I probably have 15 minutes of gameplay, and then I uninstalled it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I have heard mixed things about it.
I am very, very lenient when it comes to games. I will forgive a lot. I love Fallout 76. I even liked Anthem. Uninstalled it.
So if you want a D&D video game, go for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Fastcart asks, did you see the reaction video to a big YouTuber playing Star Citizen for the first time? I did not.
Ooh, I should check this out. I haven't watched it either, though. I didn't even hear about it. Which big YouTuber was it?
I do not know. And the last question here, Suck My Connie Exhaust asks, what do you think they have planned for CitizenCon as the showstopper?
I think, well, I don't know if it's, no, I think it's going to be the showstopper because it's always the showstopper. Tony Zervek is going to get another probably hour to talk, and we'll all be entranced by his magic again.
This could be me being extremely optimistic and hopeful, but I'm suspicious of just how quiet they are about Squadron 42.
I feel like CitizenCon is going to end on a, oh, and also, quick teaser trailer 2022.
I'm not going to say they're
Nope.
going to say a date.
Nope, they're
I
not going
think
to.
we
They
might
will
get-
not set a date. That'll
No,
just
I
murder
think
them.
we'll get something Squadron related as a showstopper, like here's 10 minutes of gameplay or something.
No.
Actual
They won't do
gameplay
that.
of what we have right now.
I would like them to show us the Morrow tour again. We've seen it.
Yes.
We've seen it.
Right.
They never re-released the Morrow tour.
Didn't they do an updated version, or am I tripping out?
Tripping out.
I think they did, but not like. Yeah, it's been a long time.
No, they did. I don't even. I could be wrong, but I thought they didn't
showed,
even update
like,
it.
some footage from the original Morrow tour, and here is where it's at this present time. And they did it. They did an update. Been a while.
I don't know.
Been a while now. Shiv is right. Shiv is right.
Fastcart is the king of all Star
That's why I
Citizens.
don't
So,
dance.
yeah. I think we've seen the Morrow tour twice now. But it has been several years since the last time we saw it. And the last time we saw it, there were still people running into the walls and stuff. And I think that seeing it again, I think the Morrow tour would be a perfect thing to show again because it will show that evolution. Like we're getting there, you know. It would. I honestly think they're gonna. I think they'll tease something about Squadron at CitizenCon. But I think that the big focus of next year's CitizenCon 2022 will be Squadron. So I don't foresee them doing a lot. But I actually do think
I can't
from
find.
what I know, they from what I know,
Might
I
have been
believe
in an
that
ISC.
I can't find a more
Right.
recent Moro tour than 2015.
It might have been included in an ISC.
it was a panel. It was a panel at CitizenCon, and they were like, "These are the things we did to improve the Moro tour," and it was showing. Yeah, it was a CitizenCon panel.
I thought we offended you, Eric, because you just had this face, and I didn't realize it was the loading screen. Sorry.
Yeah, it was the my brain is recovering a memory. But yeah, because I don't think that Squadron's coming out next year. So I think next CitizenCon is going to be their big, like, now we're almost there. We're going to celebrate Squadron and it's coming soon type of thing. This year, now that doesn't answer the original question. What's going to be the big surprise this year, other than Tony Z getting an hour to talk to us again? I think it's going to be probably. I think they might take us through Pyro. And actually like play the game in Pyro. But if they really wanted to blow the doors off, they would go like into Pyro and then jump into another third system. That would blow the doors off.
I think, something showing off Gen 12, server meshing, and a jump point. Yeah. And if
No, go ahead.
no,
Yeah.
bang on the money. Bang on.
I can't find which CitizenCon panel that would have been in either.
Okay, I will find it.
It's fine. I'm curious because I don't remember.
We've got another question. Any thoughts if CitizenCon will show update on traversing systems?
So in Relay's quick notes on CitizenCon 2017, in panel 1, Empire on the Move, we say Moro still being worked on. So maybe in Empire on the Move, did they show much of it though? In Empire on the Move.
I don't remember. I don't think it was the full Moro tour. I'm just.
No, it wasn't. It was showing.
It was showing their improvements to it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh.
I still think we should see the full Moro tour again. Like we've seen the full tour.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
disagree. It would be a cool section to show off again because we have seen it before, and then seeing where it is now.
And it would be, I mean, they could put it together really well of the here's where we were, here's where we are now. Like, compare it. Like, show us the progress. And show us that, and come out and say, this is the Moro tour. This is what it looks like today. This is gold. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the quality, this is the visual quality we are shooting for across Squadron 42.
Especially because they do. What?
Sorry. No, you go.
I was just gonna say that we do know that they are bringing sections of the game up to gold standard right now.
Yeah.
So, I think they could achieve it. I think they could achieve it if they have the Gen 12 render and enough that they can actually use it.
What were you gonna say?
For CitizenCon.
I think there's a bit of a communications problem with it because, an executive producer comes in and says, we need to get tomorrow. And because the Americans hear that and there's this accent difference, he thinks they're saying, we'll get to it tomorrow, not we need to get tomorrow.
Oh, God. Hey, just as a reminder, guys, the pre-alpha vertical slice was 2017. For Squadron. That's 4 years ago.
Yeah. show us where we're at. I think that's about it for us.
Oh my god, we've got another question.
Oh, did we? What is it?
Do any of you have a problem with how hair looks in SC currently? I prefer the old looks. Hair looked fuller. Really? Really?
Yeah. So one of the problems with honestly most video games is the beards look like trash,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't look good in Star Citizen yet. And the hairstyles are few and terrible. They
Yep.
they need some work on characters.
They admitted recently that their hair is nowhere near final in the game right now.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been worked on in a while.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Eric, can you see where we can go raid? Shiver, can you tell us where you're at?
Oh, yeah.
Someone where I'm
Things. Wednesdays. 23:30 UTC. Over on twitch.tv/Table of Horrors, we do Vampire Masquerade London by Gaslight. It's good. It's good fun. You might enjoy it. Probably won't. But it's good fun. I think that's all we've got coming week.
Cool.
Joran's live.
Is Kemi live? I like sending everyone to
No.
Kemi. No?
I'm looking through all the.
Apparently Vancouver by night. Oh no, they're not. Never mind.
Yeah, I guess Joran would be a good one.
Sure. I will say, join us on Tuesday. We're going to talk general video games, and I guess come back here this time next Saturday for the first edition. I'm going to say for part 1 of Eris rates ships because I have a feeling
Yes, 'cause
we're not going
it's
to
only
make it.
gonna fit into one show.
I have a feeling this is going to be a 2-parter. So part 1
At
of
the very least.
Am I allowed to rate ships too?
I mean, you guys can give your opinions, but
Okay.
your opinions are like
The only way
commoners.
we're
your
the
opinions
only way
are
we're
the
allowed
commoner.
to do this though is I agree the title of the
Quick,
stream
Carbide,
has
ask
to
your
be-
question.
The title of the stream has to be bullshit. 100%.
All right,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Bull shipping with Eris or something. Shooting the ship.
Okay, what's the question, Carbide?
Just ask
Come on,
it.
Carbide.
Just ask it.
You got 47 seconds.
Would you guys consider
boy.
playing the Wing Commander series
I don't even know if I have a computer that can.
on stream?
I don't know. Do we have? Is there a way to do it on a modern PC?
Yeah. I have it.
GOG.
Yeah,
installed.
with an emulator. Okay.
I think I've got 1 and 2 installed on Origin.
Well, I guess Shiver's gonna be streaming Wing
Don't want
Commander.
that. Somewhere in the UK, I have the discs for Wing
Oh, wow.
Commander 3 and 4. They won't run without messing around.
I'd
would
consider
do
it.
I don't know if I'm gonna be any good at those games. The last time I played them, I was an actual child.
I've never
So-
played
I
them.
don't think you can get them on GOG. I think you have to get them on Origin.
I played Wing
I have
Commander.
never played those.
I played Wing Commander on the SNES. I think it was the Super Nintendo.
Oh, Super Wing Commander.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
No,
I was very
campaign.
young. I was very young.
Shiver?
Shiver.
I have Wing Commander, Wing Commander 2, Wing Commander Prophecy, Wing Commander Secret Ops, Privateer 3, Heart of
God,
the
here we
Tyrant,
go.
Four,
got
Price of
Prophecy.
Free, Academy, Armada. All of those, all on GOG.
Perfect.
Oh, they are on
There you go.
GOG.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I've got
Excellent.
all of them.
They were really good.
All right.
So,
we have 7
yeah.
seconds until we're done.
Everyone, go raid Jordan, and we'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.